A couple of days ago, I was reflecting on stuckness and perhaps allowing myself the possibility that stuckness wasn't a problem that needed to be fixed. So I'm pleased to say that I found a solution to this problem that doesn't need to be fixed. Not so much a solution as an insight into how I might change my relationship with these feelings of stuckness. So the insight that I had just yesterday was that stuckness is, for me, an experience of resistance. Stuckness seems to arise when things in my world, things inside me, slow down, okay, and start to come to stillness. For those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, it's autumn, it's kind of that sort of season of slowing down and coming to stillness. So stillness isn't the problem. The problem, quote unquote, is my resistance to that. So it's like, I'm slowing down, but there's part of me that wants to continue moving, and it's that tension, this desire to be somewhere other than I am, is what kind of generates these really yucky feelings of kind of feeling stuck, because I want to be somewhere that I'm not. I want to be further on. I want to have the answers. I don't want to hang out in the uncertainty and the unknowing and the I don't want to wait for answers. I want to be there already. And it's that sort of that resistance that creates all of the tension and all of the discomfort that I'm feeling. So, having had this insight, what I want to offer as a solution to a problem that doesn't need fixing is the authentic relating practice of welcoming everything. Now, welcome everything doesn't mean I have to accept or tolerate, but welcome everything first invites me to come into relationship, to notice this is how I'm feeling. Not just the surface level of it, but to be in relationship with it. Like, what does stuckness feel like in my body? Like, where am I feeling that tension? And for me, I notice it's something like that feels really heavy in my lower body, but there's something that's still kind of moving around like my chest and solar plexus. There's kind of like a bit of almost anxiety type feelings. It's kind of motion. And again, like for me, it's the contrast of that, the tension between the bits that are still and the bits that are still wanting to be in motion that kind of causes the discomfort. So having welcomed everything, having kind of got to know my experience a little bit more, kind of, like a friend, it's the Rumi poem, The Guest House, of welcoming every experience like it's a long lost friend. I'm like, hey, it's you, let's hang out, tell me what's been going on. Then I can invite myself into some agency. And my dear friend Katie reminded me of this last week when I was like, I feel stuck, there's no space and I don't know. And she shared something with me that her teacher had shared with her that I'm now going to share with you. And that is like, I don't know is useless. And he's right. I don't know is useless. I don't know keeps me stuck. It keeps me passive. Because when I'm in the I don't know, I'm kind of just waiting, hanging around, waiting for an answer to appear. So rather than hanging out in I don't know, could I frame this as a question, as an inquiry for myself? So how might I create more space? How could I start to cultivate more clarity? How could I find a little bit more ease in the discomfort of the stuckness that I'm feeling? And there's something for me about just framing the question that has me go, oh yeah, even in the stillness and the stuckness, I still have agency, I still have dignity, I don't have to be passive. Like, the experience of stillness does not have to be one that is passive and vacant. Like, I can actively engage with stillness. I can actively listen to what's there in a way that I would do to a friend or a client. And I don't know, I guess it just, that kind of soothes the part of me that wants to be in action. It's like giving my monkey mind a task, and as it feels occupied with that, it kind of feels more relaxed to hang out in the not knowing, because it has something to do in the not knowing. So that's my thoughts on changing my relationship with stuckness. The stuckness is actually resistance, and if I can welcome it and frame an inquiry about how I might be in relationship with this differently, it seems to soften. And I don't necessarily have any more answers to the questions that are having me feel stuck, but I notice a sense of more possibility for the answers. So I hope this helps. I'd love to hear your experience, your questions and your comments. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.